Good morning, beautiful friends. I love sharing Sunday sacred yin yoga with you. It's nice to see those of you already here. By the way, I do live stream this on YouTube. Your images and names are, of course, completely anonymous. So it's just a way for me to record them and post them. So if you need a Sunday self care class on Thursday, it's available. Anyway, great to have you on board. We'll spend the first 8 or 9 minutes on our back and permission to unplug from the world and its seemingly endless tugs upon us. So begin doing nothing immediately if you can or can't. Nice deep breath together. No rush, no agenda, no trying to get ahead of the game. Maybe wiggle your legs out a couple of times. Welcome if you're just joining in. Nice to have you. Good. Maybe swallow once, circle your jaw around, let your brain relax back. Aren't we always trying to figure everything out, right? So, a few moments of accepting, allowing it to be, not having to figure it out. If you're joining for the first time, this is a yin class. It's relaxing, it's soothing, it's slow, it's settling, it's a different brand of yoga. Now we might connect our attention to our breathing and move our breathing down toward our belly button. No rush, still have 5 more minutes on the back. And move our breathing. If you have a pressing care or concern or dilemma going on, if it's one of those times of life, a simple willingness to set it aside for a few minutes, give it to the universe. If we can't solve it, God probably can, so to speak. Okay, now that we're breathing from down in our belly now, let's observe our feeling nature. So, as I like to say, breathe what you feel and feel what you breathe. We don't need to explain or justify or evade or postpone our feelings. We can let them surface, let them be observed, and let them be integrated. It's very healing to digest our feelings every day, just like digesting our food every day. Okay, then feeling whatever your feels are, biggest inhale you got, big ol' inhale. Exhale, let it go, release it all. And now we can be calm and empty souls for another minute or so. Maybe today we'll just lay on our back all day long. Welcome if you're just joining in. We're on our back for a couple more minutes doing a Shavasana together. Okay, then biggest, deepest inhale of your whole life so far. Big inhale encompassing the whole magnificent, mysterious adventure. Exhale, let it all go. Good. Wiggle your fingers and toes and circulate extra super organic feel good through yourself. Good. Arms up to the ceiling. Stretch your arms up over your head mildly. Point your toes and then writhe around with a happy smile on your face. We're here to feel good. We're here to feel God today. Okay, draw your knees in. Please roll around on your back a couple of times. Everything can be gentle and slow, peaceful and patient today. Okay, let's sit up and we can say hello and we'll talk about today's class and then more importantly, we'll do it. Anyway, while you guys were in Shavasana, I caught a rare 12-pound, 8-month-old mountain puma. This is Looney if you have it. Ow. He's very strong. He's very loving and very playful, but he is a handful. Yes, he is. Anyway, he says hi. I say hi to you. We can bring our hands into prayer. I'm going to be attacked shortly. Like that. Okay, my prayer, blessing, invocation, affirmation today: God, love, source, being, creator, universe, whatever you like to be called today. Bless us with wisdom and insight and fresh new understanding that reveals a brand new world. Amen. We're always just scratching the surface of infinity. Okay, rub your hands together, create some heat in between your paws. Faster, faster. And cup your hands over your eyes for 15 seconds. You can very softly push into your eyes just a little bit. Please don't obviously overdo that. Look into the velvety infinity inside of us. This earth is so seductive with its charms and temptations and distractions. Yoga is the art of seeing beyond and through that. Okie dokie. We're going to do some joint juice, and then we'll do some yin, and then we'll do some restorative. So we'll start by dropping our chin and taking our head around 6 times. 1, 2. We can stop thinking. 3, 4, 5, 6. And other way, relax your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, believe it or not, relax your head down for like 20 seconds. Close your eyes. Our heads weigh a lot, and they can relax down, stretching the back of our neck, aiming our attention into our mysterious midsection. Less head, more body. Our gut has more neuronal tissue than our brain does, recent discovery by neuroscientists. Okay, let's do some pressure point work. The heels of our hands, called our thenar eminence, just kind of bang that together gently, just a little tapping. A lot of what I teach kind of doesn't make, well, it makes no sense at all, but it leads to something bigger. Okay, take these hands like a cat and push into your hips like you're kneading yourself right into your hip joint. This stretches our wrists a little bit too, doesn't it? Good. Now I push down, my shoulders go over the top. Hands go down, shoulders go over. It's a bit of a coordinated movement as you push down and go up at the same time. There's a yoga name for that. It's called extension. 5, 6, 7. Now here's a problem. If you do a lot of yoga, you start levitating inadvertently, like Saint Teresa did. So I'm going to push myself into the floor, close my eyes, drop my chin, try to straighten my arms. And this keeps me from flying around the room. It's embarrassing. Good. Now the opposite flexion of our wrist. You see that flexion? Take the back of your hands and smush and push. Smush it real good. Get in there. Good. Now I'm going to go back, up, over, forward, around, and down. And as my shoulders crest, I do attempt to push my wrist down. So it's an acquired taste, like a lot of life. There's a lot of things we like now that we didn't like earlier in life. Yes. 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now I'm going to try to straighten my arms, drop my chin, close my arms, stretch my wrists, and hold myself on the floor. Sometimes I get so happy I just start floating around. Good. And then that leads to one of our very favorites, roly-poly guacamoles. I just got through playing the guitar for 50 minutes and kind of makes my hands and my fingers sore. So this is a nice way to cool off from that. I'll play some guitar songs for you right now. How how to clear the class out almost immediately. Good, now shake cares and worries away. And then say hello to your bright new future. If we only knew, we see such a small little segment of reality. It's like looking at Yosemite through a toilet tissue tube. Cup your hands at your heart, and we can all pray for more vision to see a larger picture. When we change the way that we look at things, the things that we look at change. Now, with your eyes closed inside of yourself, you might say, I am a calm and peaceful soul. And you will be more and more of the time until there's no time at all. Time is gone. Okay, 4 poofs. Up and then out. Behind your back. We'll scrape up our back. And poof. And scrape our back. That'll be hard to explain to our mate, won't it? Poof. Stimulating our chakras. Poof. And the colors of the chakras: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, infinity. Good, arms forward, palms up. Pull in a light brush of your side. This is kind of, how shall we say, hypnotic, calming, spacey, all without any drugs at all. We can get high on our own supply. Cheaper. Around to the front. Good, this time we'll pause with our paws at our side. Get it? Drop your chin, close your eyes, stop thinking. We have a dimmer switch in our soul and we can turn down the volume of thoughts, but we have to learn how to use it. Otherwise, thinking is unmodulated, unabated, unending. Good, push out through your hands, go wide, circle back. Sometimes we think the answers to our problems are more and more thought or figuring it out, and oftentimes that's simply pouring gasoline on a fire. That's a hard lesson to learn, but we do learn it, usually the hard way. Push out, go wide, then we can just learn to be calm and peaceful. Arms up, release out. Good, now just lean back on your hands like we're just going to talk. What do you guys want to talk about? Do you want to gossip? Me neither. All right, now with your little fingers inward and your thumbs outward, let your elbows bend backwards, drop your chin and cave your chest. I'm letting the cat on my t-shirt collapse inward and downward, leaning back into my elbows, pulling my shoulders back a little bit. Good, now I'm going to walk my hands in a little and we're going to stretch our front parts. Now my cat is going to blast off to the moon, head back, buns up, grind thy groinage upward, pull your shoulder blades together. Good, and please to sink down. Ooh, my hands are feeling that. Okay, then we'll sit like this, kind of cash, arms out, internal rotation, up your back, pack your wrists, back of your wrists into your armpits like a chicken, elbows inside your knees. And I have friends who can push their elbows all the way in together. I can't, I would break my wrists and that would be counterproductive. Drop your chin, go inside, enter into the closet, shut the door. Okay, we can remove our paws from bondage. We can cross our legs the most natural way. And a pretty garden variety kind of forward fold. You don't have to compare yourself to the other people in class. Close your eyes. Let's give time. Sometimes you like it slow, right? Doesn't have to be fast all the time. Relax your chin down. Relax your neck and your head. Now, if your elbows fit on a floor or a block, on Sunday, I've always liked putting my elbows on something stable and just relaxing my prayer hands into my prayer head. One of these days, our third eye, our spiritual eye, will be fully open and we'll see literally an infinite larger volume than we see now. In the meantime, this. Okay, that feels about right for this part. We can switch the cross of our legs. Obviously, we're just generically going through all the joints of our body, clearing up congestion and blockage. The yoga word for that is viyama, cleaning out congestion and blockage of joints and energy centers. Now, this time I'm going to massage my third eye. I'm going to give a nice little circular movement to my third eye. I think it's the human condition to worry a lot. It's the crazy nature of being human. Other way. But remember, human is just one stage on the scale. We can learn not to worry so much. Okay, let's hold perfectly still together and quiet for 20 seconds. Okay, beautiful friends, come on up. Also, remember that when two or more are gathered doing this sort of thing, it increases the attraction or drawing power of spirit. I'm going to go back to my regular cross, just my body fits better. Okay, let's chant an Om together. Remember, you're muted, so you can always, it's optional, but if you like to vibrate loudly and longly, it's a good thing for us. Inhale. Feel that. Let a warm elixir of bliss and love and joy percolate through your nervous system. Okay, kids, we can continue. And we'll do that via, you'll note I'm getting a yoga blanket out. And this I'm going to use as a tiny little bolster underneath my neck. It's nice when you're on your back. And we'll pull our right knee in Extend our left leg out. Just take our right knee around in a circle. This isn't the most complicated stuff in the whole universe. That's Saturday's class. It's okay to just move and groove sometimes. Take your knee the other way. And now, if you're flexible enough, lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. I'm going to bring my right elbow over my right knee. If you're more flexible than me, which is quite possible, hook your left elbow over your right knee. But then please make sure that your head relaxes all the way down. Drop your chin. Just hold this for a moment. Keep a nice extension out through your left heel. Relax your shoulders. Swallow once. We're opening up our mortal coil so that God can come in, so to speak. Good. Simple, but good for us. Right leg extends out, left knee comes in. Just lace over the top, easy does it. Take your knee around in a circle. This helps to loosen up our acetabulum, which is the name of our hip joint. Other way. Can it be this easy? Remember falling in love, how easy it was? Why does everything have to be so hard? Good, lift up your head, neck, and shoulders. And left elbow for regular people, right elbow for bendies. Make sure your head fits back down. Push your right heel forward and just wait for it. All good things come to those who wait. Of course, the world disagrees with that spiritual axiom. It says, no, all good things come to those who are impatient and grab it before everybody else gets it. But that's inaccurate. All good things come to those who wait. Okay, kids, now for this next one, when I bring both knees in, I personally like to move the blanket out from underneath my head. I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm going to reach up and grab my big old toes, and then I'm just going to do happy baby for about 45 seconds. It changes from the start to the end. Really flexible 13-year-old Romanian gymnasts, their knees come to the floor. I'm going to roll my head side to side to loosen up my neck. And we just wait for the yin to kick in. This moves into the layers of our body. We're like nested Ukrainian dolls. Stay with it. Okay, now just rhythmically roll side to side, knee to knee. We need each other, side to side, your pace. If you can't get from knee to knee, boy, are you in the right place. Just do what you can. Now, if both knees are already down, then we're hysterically flexible, but we're probably not there. Side to side. Now, as your knees go to the left, have your face go to the right. And then as your knees go to the right, have your face go to the left. That's fun. The fun we can have on our back, rolling around on the ground together. Good, now back to happy baby and release your legs up to the ceiling. blanket underneath your head is optional. 1 minute of Viparita Karani, which is fancy way of saying legs up. If we're really tight, our lower back is being pulled down into the floor and our butt is lifting. We want our lower back to be relaxed and buoyant, and we want our tail feathers to sink. I think. Should your legs be hard and rigid and as straight as you can make them? No, I think just medium. Medium is good. Good. Now, let's widen our legs out. It doesn't have to be the full splits, maybe 3/4. Stir our ankles. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. I do this on the first tee when I golf with my other 60-year-old golf mates. They try not to, they don't watch. Good. Point your toes like ballerinas. Feel the stretch. Good. Then dorsiflexion, turn your heels up and your toes down. If our toes aren't all the way on the floor, it just means we have room to grow. And then we'll bend our knees. We'll squeeze our knees back in together. We'll grab our knees, and we're just going to take our knees around in the direction of digestion, which is counterclockwise, unless you're sick, and then it goes the other direction. Other way. Okay, beautiful, friendly friends, let's roll up or sit up, whatever you got in your tank. Okay, now grab your beautiful feet and spread your feet open. Try to turn the bottoms of your feet upward and massage the middle center bottom of your foot. It's better when somebody else does it, but sometimes you got to take matters into your own hands. The middle center bottom of our feet is called Hridaya, the heart-lung center. We're just massaging in there, some loving self-care. It's good for our emotions. Sometimes we get a little emotionally intoxicated. Good. Now hold a steady pressure with your thumb in the middle center bottom of your foot. Drop your chin, close your eyes. And now I invite you, this is entirely optional, I invite you to forgive anyone and everyone, whether personal or impersonal, whether human, institutional, or governmental. In other words, the opportunity to issue blanket amnesty and forgiveness, not for their sake, for your sake. Resentment is the poison we drink in our effort to injure someone else. Now, there are a lot of people who don't deserve our forgiveness, so we're not doing it for them. We're doing it to cleanse and purify our own soul. Holding a resentment is it's about the lowest and most trivial level of being a human. Anybody can do it. Everybody has justification. But sooner or later, every soul has to realize betrayal is part of the human experience. Good. We'll come up out of that. And then, of course, we remember all the people that we've betrayed. Wag your knees. Of course, we're not as bad as they are, of course, except sometimes. Okay, now I'm just going to lean forward, and today I don't feel like cramming my head down to my feet. I'm just going to feel my feels, breathe my breathes. It's easy to love the people we love, but when you can love your enemies, then you don't have any enemies anymore. That's a hard lesson, man. That is a hard lesson to learn. I'm not saying I've learned it, I'm learning it. Good. Now I'm going to straighten my arms, push my knees all the way down. This keeps my south of the border parts working well. We all need that. Good. Now we'll counterpose by bringing our knees all the way in together. Now, flexible little kids like to sit like this. They can pull their heels all the way into their bottom. They can squeeze their knees together. And little kids can sit on a chair like this. Adults, usually not. Float your head up, drop your chin. This is the yoga principle called Longana Kriya. What does Longana Kriya mean? It means the yoga of getting small. Compression. This is fetal position. Once upon a time, we did this for 9 months. I did it for 7 months. I had to get out. I had things to do. I spent the first 2 months of my human existence in an incubator. Maybe that's why I like my alone time. Good. All right, now we're going to stretch our legs out. And all these poses seem so basic, but each one is a prayer. Dandasana, arms up, legs out, legs firm, sit tall, shoulders relaxed. Close your eyes. Let's say out loud together, we are calm and peaceful souls. Okay, now we're going to place our hands on the floor and we're going to do champagne bottoms and caviar rears. Lift up, high as you want. You get as high as you want. Okay, we'll sink down, left leg out. We'll continue our moving meditation, right ankle over your left knee. Left shin is to fold under. Now your knee might be way up here if you're tight in your flanks, but let your right knee drop to ideally the shins line up perfectly. I can't do that. I am not a perfect yogi. I'm just some guy, but I always keep trying. That's the thing about me. Crack your toes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then whirligig your ankle. Loving, caring movements of our body. Our body likes to know that we're nurturing it and loving it and caring. A lot of people completely ignore their body and treat it like crap and dump bad food into it and harbor emotions, and it's no fun. Let's have some fun, shall we? Good. Slap the bottom of your foot. Inhale. Arms out. Good big hugs. Jump into these arms. Now pull your arms back. Bring your right arm under. Eagle arms and ups and downs and lefts and rights with our elbows. We all have these things in our body called knots. Yogis call them granthi, Granthi, granthi. It literally means a knot. A knot is a congestion of energy. And I've got a giant one that I've had my whole life in my upper right neck and back. And man, it's what I came into this life to unwind. Now elbows all the way to the right. Face all the way to the left. Tilt your head to the left, drop your chin. And this is where you can be a calm, peaceful soul. Peace is a practice. If we don't practice, we're not any good at it. Some people practice the violin, the piano, the tennis, the golf, the whatever the skill is, but they don't practice peace. Good kids. Now we'll bring our elbows back to the center. And side to side. In life coaching, we call this reframing. A lot of times our healing comes not from changing the outside world, but seeing it in a new way. But now we're going to bring our elbows down here. We're going to bring our hands underneath. We're going to slap the bottom of our biceps. See that? Slap, slap. Good. Then I'm going to dive my head underneath. And then these are elephant ears. And if you have children or grandchildren, they'll love this, unless they're like, 35 years old. Then they'll think you're weird. And they're right. But now we'll bring these down. This is called a headifice or an edifice. And we're going to pray together. Now, maybe you need more blocks or fewer blocks, but just balance the motive of your head and your hips. Go weightless. Okay, beautiful friends, please come up. Do you see how this whole class, we're just cultivating a mood? It's no individual moment. It's just 100 million consecutive moments of now. And we're training ourselves to actually curiously get right here, not our minds extrapolating forward into terrifying futures or rummaging around in regretful past. The bliss that's actually available when the pendulum stops right here. Okay, now, if you can, well, I know you can grab your right foot with your right hand, slide your knees on top of each other unless you can't. Any variation is fine. Now I'm going to push down into my feet and I'm going to lean over my knees and I'm going to stretch my tight butt. And this opens up my wallet so more money fits in. And don't compare yourself to nobody else. Comparison is the thief of joy. If you're way up here, God bless you. If your head is all the way down on the floor, God blesses you. Maybe there's an occasional gap in between the incessant caterwauling of our calamitous minds. Okay, friends, now we're going to twist out every painful pattern of emotion that's ever invaded our space. We'll do that by putting our left elbow on our right knee, which is the beginning of a twist that goes off into infinity. Now I'm going to tuck my cat in on my t-shirt. I'm going to turn to the right. I'm going to hook my elbow outside my knee. Now back in my 20s and 30s and deep into my 40s and 50s, both elbows would easily come all the way down, and so would my head. But now things change a little bit. I'm still super frisky and risky. I just choose my moments more wisely. Relax your shoulders and imagine a sponge that's absorbed negative energies or thoughts or patterns being beautifully wrung out. Drop your chin. Spread. If I was there, I'd put my hands on your shoulder blades and coax them to relax apart. I'll do it with my voice. All right, now come slowly out of a thing like this. And from here, we're going to open up our clown chakra by grabbing our right knee and our right foot. We're just going to, again, open up our hips a little bit. Otherwise, it's going to get way tight down there. Take your right elbow under, left elbow under, and then scratch off the top of your head like a California scratcher. If you can't reach that far, it's okay. If you can, really kind of scratch it up. Ow. I've learned how to scratch from my cat. Good. Now extend your right leg out. Withdraw your left ankle from underneath. Grab your left ankle before it gets away. Put it over the top here. Fold your right shin under. It's like building an IKEA TV cabinet, isn't it? See how our shins kind of line up? And we'll crack our toes. It's kind of fun to get together with your fellow primates and crack your toes, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If all the other primates would just do these basic movements every day, we'd be so much more healthy, happy, and functional. Good. Slap your foot. Inhale. Arms out to the side. So I'm 74 inches long from top to bottom. So I'm about 75 inches from fingertip to fingertip. Good. Now wing your left arm under. Fold up your arms. Ups and downs and lefts and rights with your elbows. Dig out the grantes, the knots. I know I've got one knot in my body that comes from a previous lifetime. And so I just keep praying for forgiveness. Maybe I stabbed somebody in the neck in a previous lifetime, but all karma is forgiven sooner or later. All the elbows to the left, face to the right, drop your chin, close your eyes. God, love, source, infinite higher organizing power, forgive and redeem us for our previous trespasses. Amen. Good. Slide hands to elbow. We're going to reframe together. We'll bring our elbows in front. Once again, hands slap underneath. And elephant ears. Good. We'll bring our hands down. Now you build whatever size Stonehenge you need for you. This time we'll do a mudra. If you're in the mudra, I'm going to grab my left wrist with my right hand behind my back, and I'm going to balance the head and my hips. When I feel this one, when it really sinks in, it feels like my body goes weightless, and I'm a disembodied point of infinite consciousness floating through cosmic intergalactic ecstasy. It feels sort of like that. Breathe deeper. Finish your exhalations all the way. I'm going to roll my head out. I'm going to kind of pizza dough my forehead a little bit. Arise up, beautiful yogis. Okay, now we're going to do some Ayurveda. So underneath our big toe knuckle on the bottom is a point called Kashipra. Take your thumbnail into that spicy, provocative place. And this is the pressure point of vision, so we can see above the fray. When you can't see above the fray, you're afraid. So let's rise up above that. Push your thumbnail in till it feels spicy and provocative. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. Now, in your mind's eye, connect the energy of your two thumbnails and your third eye into a beautiful triangle, a trinity, Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, so to speak, observer, observed, and the process of observation. Good. Now chant Om together to blow the lid off of reality. Inhale. Remember, we're God's in embryo, and you can only keep God under wraps for so long. Now we're going to squeeze out any remaining painful patterns of perception by slinking our left knee on top of our right knee, pulling our heels in a little tighter, if you can. Good. Now lean out over your knees, drop your chin. We are calm, peaceful souls. Okay, come on up. Now we squeeze out the old, put our right elbow on our left knee. This is fine. Going to tuck my cat in. Now I'm going to take my right elbow outside my knee. My whole torso is shifting out and over to the left, but I'm trying to keep my booty cheeks down. Good. And if I had like 5 more cups of coffee and somebody to lean on my back, I'd bring both elbows down. Drop your chin. That sounds like something fun to do later this afternoon. And we'll just allow ourselves to be squeezed out for half a minute. Okay, my beautiful friends, always come out of strong twist slowly. It only makes sense, doesn't it? Okay, and then we will go to a more simple cross of our legs. I'm going to pull back on my hip flesh a little bit. Going to stack up my antenna to God, my spine nice and tall. Going to rest my hands wherever they rest. I'm going to drop my chin halfway. We'll close our eyes. And for about a minute, we're going to do Vipassana meditation. That just means feeling the breath go in and out at the tips of our nose. Noses is. Very good. Now, while there's this nice connection blending between soul and spirit, I invite you to bring your hands into your heart and drop your chin. And I invite you to pray for the thing most wanted or needed in your life right now, whatever that is: relief, calm, money, intimacy, joy, bliss, whatever it is. What's your soul asking for? Now, please know as the result of praying that the answer is already answered, and now we simply bring ourselves into alignment with that. That's a tough principle to get. As soon as we pray, it's answered. When you ask, it's received, not later, but it's given immediately. It's the humans who lag behind. Okay, now we're going to do a 8-minute shavasana to include. And in honor of Paul Rubin, Pee Wee Herman, who just died, what a beautiful soul he is, I'm going to bring over my Pee Wee Herman talking recliner. Now, you might not have one of these, too bad for you, but you might have an ottoman or a couch or 2 or 3 bolsters. And we're just going to do that wonderful version of Shavasana where our knees are up on top of something. It doesn't have to be a Pee Wee Herman recliner. It could be the ottoman, the couch, a chair, bolsters. But whatever it is, if we follow this principle of bringing our knees up on top, and then I'm going to escooch my butt in a little bit. And the real key to the pose is lifting your high knee and then sliding about a 2 or 3 inch blanket from your belt line down underneath your sacrum. So my booty is lifted, my guts and my kidneys are relaxing. That stimulates my parasympathetic rest and relaxation nervous system. And then we're going to do exactly nothing for 7 or 8 ecstatic, blissful minutes. I'm putting a little blanket underneath my head, not my neck. That's optional. So it's the 70s. If it feels good, do it. And I shan't bother you with another syllable for 7 or 8 minutes. You can fall asleep if you need to. Okay, my friends, take your time coming back. Enjoy the afterglow. Now, this is that thing we do every Sunday where if you'd like to invite God, love, source, spirit, infinite, higher organizing wisdom into your being, it's a beautiful time to do it. We're never done doing that. It's a constant alignment and opportunity for collaboration, cooperation, co-creating. Good. Now, if you prayed that little prayer with me, wiggle your fingers and toes and circulate a lot of super feel God through yourself. And when you're ready, you can, careful because your legs are elevated, just draw your knees in and carefully curl to one side. Take your time. It's Sunday. Love all over yourself. That's what Greg says. Now, we'll keep our eyes closed so that we sit up together. We're feeling we're in the same vibrational milieu, the same conscious contact. And we find our seat together, and because our eyes are closed, we feel more connected. We'll bring our hands into our hearts, drop our chin. If I go deep into me, and you go deep into you, and we go deep into we come to the same place together. All together we say, Namaste. Okay, as always, we say adios to our YouTube friends first. So thank you for joining. Please like and subscribe.